Prisoners could serve 1,000 years in 8.5 hours in the future. My thoughts on that is it could be terrible. Also, it could be good in that while you're there, you could be plotting your revenge. Well, it really depends on what it's like. Is it a bad dream? Because if it's very limited, then it would be very nightmare-ish, because it's like you'd be stuck in some kind of groundhog phenomenon where you're like conscious but not able to do a lot. So it really depends on how limited you are in this virtual reality, this metaverse, this whatever that they might put you in, as seen in some movies and shows like Upload, and they talked about it in Made for Love, and they talk about it in The Matrix a little bit, and science fiction talks about that kind of stuff, and it's persuasive, it's tempting to upload yourself to a cloud so that you can live for a really long time. Vanilla Sky, starring Tom Cruise. We can see these stories, these ideas planted everywhere, and it's tempting because it's like transhumanism is powerful. It's something that people want. It's like you want to be healthy, but you want to live forever. Some people do and some people don't, but it's like you're tempted and you're drawn in, and then you're willing to sell your soul to the devil, kind of thing. And it's like you want to live longer, and so you're sold this kind of thing. First, you're sold it in movies and shows and everything for so many years, for decades, if not longer, in a lot of ways. Like, people want to live longer, and they want to go to an afterlife, or they want to be abducted by aliens. Egyptians, for thousands of years, they talked about it. Drew pictures on the walls of the pyramids, talking about, ooh, we gotta be ready for the afterlife. Preparing the kings, the pharaohs, their servants. They're killed when the pharaohs is dead, and the pets and the relatives, and they all go to the afterlife. People have been thinking about this kind of stuff forever, since the dawn of time. And it's like, it's very tempting, and so he who controls culture has a lot of power, and if they're able to persuade people into buying into it, enough people, I guess, then you have a bunch of people jumping off a cliff, so to speak. Of course, some people won't. That's good. It's more of a question of how many people are persuaded to give up, and that answer is based on how many people are giving up hope. And the more we are able to give people hope and alternatives and stuff, the more we can procrastinate from falling off the cliff, depending on where we are to the cliff, and we can push back and go in a different direction. And I could see going into a virtual prison to be a gift if you are able to do whatever you want in it, and able to like think and say, if you had the internet and could write and build stuff, like imagine if it was like Minecraft, a virtual Minecraft where you're walking around building stuff, like with all of those rules from that game, and you're able to just like do stuff for 1,000 years. in that virtual prison, it would not be it would not be hell. It would not be a prison sentence. It would not be a punishment. It'd be a reward. It would be a punishment in a sense for those who want to see their loved ones and they can't. Actually, they can because they'll be back in 8 hours, so never mind. I forgot already. I forgot what I was talking about. So it's like you come back and it's like it's only been 8 hours, but to you it's been like 1,000 years. What does that do to your mind or your spirit? Like, how does that work? How are you able to experience that much in that sort of time? Are you able to really think clearly for that time period? Because you're going at a so fast of a speed. Is it possible for your brain to make that many choices? And the answer would be, it depends on how it all works. It depends on the limitations of the human mind, but then not just that, not just the physical mind, but also the spiritual heart and soul and spirit, the things that go way beyond the 3 dimensions. And so, my thought is, I have no idea. But I would imagine that if it is limited to the 3 dimensions, then you got a lot of problems. Because there's only so much you can do with the physical body. And that includes the mind. And it's like, you could try to make the body feel like it's going through 1,000 years, but on a spiritual level, you may be aware that you're not really going through that much time, and therefore it may not actually feel like 1,000 years. It may feel kind of weird at times, as if a lot of time is passing, and you kind of feel like that sometimes when you're in a dream, whether it's a good dream or a nightmare. Sometimes you feel like it's devastating. And so therefore, it really depends on the science of it all. Science, that's right. And so therefore, it's really hard to say, and it's really tough to theorize all of it. The drawbacks, the pros and the cons of all of it. And my conclusion is stay away. But if you could take advantage of it, then why not? If you're forced to live in it, then you might as well try to do whatever you can during those 1,000-year period that you're stuck in. If you find yourself someday stuck in it, it's like, what else are you gonna do? You know, you wake up, you find out, oh, I was punished by Facebook, by the metaverse, by YouTube or Twitter or the global government. You try to make with it whatever you can, make the best of it, and that's all you can do. But I wouldn't promote it because it's too dangerous. I would not want to put a phone inside my brain. Though, of course, it could be tempting. But you just gotta think, what happens if it malfunctions or something? What if it has a leak? What if something, what if lightning is attracted to it? And then you're basically, you become a lightning rod. And whenever there's a thunderstorm, the lightning has a higher probability of going towards you because you got some stuff inside the brain. Electrical, computer chips and computers and phones and stuff. So it's like, Do you really want to become the lawnmower man? Do you want to really take a warp to a higher level? And is it fair to take a shortcut to become a super mental man or a super mental woman?